Okay, so I'm gonna be really honest with you. This video is coming at you from one of the busiest seasons that I can remember in a long time. We have a couple kids finishing school, a graduating senior, which, if you know, you know. Another graduating from college. We've got a cabin being built. And this garden, which is not going to weed itself. And I've got a pile of laundry, which I'm sure is multiplying as we speak. And yet, here I am, talking to you about slow living of all things, which is either really hypocritical of me, or exactly the conversation we need to have. Because I think maybe the best thing to do right now is to take you inside of what it looks like when your life is full, but you want to live slowly. And by the way, I like to say full rather than busy. It just seems a little less negative because life is full, life is busy. And some seasons are worse than others, but right now they're all great things. They're really good things. It's just a lot when you pile them all together. So this may not be the pretty version, but it's the real version. Hey, I'm Heidi, and Joy is my middle name. And this channel is all about getting outside, choosing to slow down, choosing to be intentional, and choosing joy in the everyday moments that otherwise might slip past you. And today we're talking about how to hold on to that when life is coming at you from every direction. Okay, so here's the thing about busy seasons. You don't really see them coming. They just sort of arrive. And then one day you realize, I haven't been outside like to do something that I really love to do for like 2 weeks or more. You've been outside to get to the car. You've been outside to take the garbage down. You've been outside to grab something from the garden before the sun fries it and it dies. But you haven't actually been outside to enjoy it. You know, you haven't been outside for you, on purpose. That's what happens with me sometimes. And that's usually when I start to feel it. I feel this sort of slow fraying or coming apart inside. Like the edges of me are getting a little ragged. I start to get short with the people I love the most. I lose track of what I'm doing halfway through when I'm doing it. And then sometimes too, I stop noticing things. And noticing things, well, that's kind of this whole deal, right? So I've had to get really intentional about this. Not because I have it all figured out, I don't. But because I've learned what happens to me when I completely let it go. And I would rather fight for it imperfectly than abandon it altogether. So here's what that fight actually looks like. Okay, so the first thing I do when a busy season hits is I look at my 3 core anchors, my daily reset, and my seasonal marker. And I just get really honest with myself about which ones I can let go of right now and which ones I really need. Because here's what I used to do. I used to try to hold all of them at full capacity all the time. And let me tell you, that does not work out too well. I'd feel like I failed, and so I would just quit all of it altogether. I'm a little bit of an all or nothing gal, and I will tell you that's not usually the way to go. So now I just ask myself, what is the 1 acre I absolutely cannot or do not want to let go of right now? And for me, during this season of my life, ooh, hello ant, that is my weekly exhale. It is when my husband and I get together Wednesday nights. We have our little date night. And it's nothing fancy. Usually, I think I've told you this before, usually it is a trip to Menards or Home Depot to get items for projects that we're currently working on. And maybe we'll stop and get a burger. Eat it in the car because we're fancy like that. And that works for us because it's connection, but also I'm getting things done still, and he's helping me. You know, my problems aren't just my problems, or my busy isn't just my busy, it's our busy. Like, we've chosen to do these things together, and so we enjoy working together. And we have fun doing it. There's usually something that makes us laugh. And we all know laughter is the best medicine, right? And then, like last night, I got help weeding the garden. Oh, I don't mean weeding. I am weeding right now. I got help watering the garden last night. And that was wonderful. And I was outside. We were outside together, and it was enjoyable. So yeah, spending time outside, yay! That's what I'm here for. So, that's the thing I'm holding on to right now. It's not perfect. It's just one thing, but it's what I can do. It's enough to keep me from completely losing myself in this chaotic time. Okay, here's something that took me a long time to learn. When life gets really busy, it's important not to lower your standards for what slow living means. It's more like to shrink the size of it without shrinking the meaning of it. Does that make sense? Like the soul of it. So I guess what I mean is, say a 10-minute walk with real intentionality and presence is worth far more than an hour outside sort of begrudgingly going through the list in your head of all the things that you need to do. You know, we all have that to-do list. Right now, my daily exhale, now what's it called? Right now, my daily reset needs to look a little different than it usually does. I'll still walk the dog, but I think I told you in a previous video, that's my daily reset. I gotta walk the dog every day for him, but for me too. I enjoy it. And then I might just take a few extra minutes when we get home and walk around the yard, see what's blooming, notice what the light is doing through the trees, and it just grounds me. So sometimes you have to shrink down your anchor, but still make it happen. It matters. It matters, and it counts. So the third thing I do, and this might be the most important thing I say today. You ready for this? I stop apologizing for needing these moments, for needing this time outside. Honestly, sometimes I still do feel guilty for stepping outside when I know there's 3 piles of laundry that need to be folded, or a dishwasher that needs to be emptied. I think I feel guilty because being outside for me feels like a luxury. And sometimes if I don't get the work done inside, I feel like it's a luxury that I don't quite deserve. That sounds rough, but that's what goes through my head. But that's a total lie, isn't it? It's a total lie. You and I are not more useful to anyone if we're depleted from the inside out. We are not better moms or better people when we are completely frayed on the inside because we have not gone outside and spent time in creation. And that takes real intentionality. It takes real purpose. And you gotta remember to breathe. Okay, even like today, I have a bazillion things to do inside, but it is so beautiful outside. And I just needed to be outside. I felt it. So I came down to the garden. There's always work to be done at the garden. And I'm just weeding and being with you. And I know that my to-do list will still be in there when I get back. And I know this from experience, I'm hoping to have a renewed spirit when I get in there, a clearer thought process, and I can just hammer out some of these things on my to-do list yet today. The people in our lives don't need a depleted us. They need a version of us that went outside for a few minutes, 10, 15, whatever it is for you, and came back in with her soul intact. A little more than it was when she went out. So go be that person. Okay, and finally, this is the part that nobody talks about in slow living content. Sometimes the anchor doesn't hold, and sometimes the week just wins. And I've had to learn to let that be okay without turning it into a big thing. Because here's what happens when I miss a few days of my daily reset. Sorry, the traffic is so loud. People are coming home from work now. Here's what happens when I miss a few days of my daily reset. My brain wants to write a whole story about it. It's like, you're failing. You're failing. That's what it tells me. You're not a slow living person. You just talk like one on YouTube. Super helpful, brain. Thanks for that. What I've learned to do instead is just pick back up. Pick right back up where I left off. No ceremony, no self-flagellation. Just tomorrow morning, grab the dog, go outside. That's it. The practice does not require a perfect record. And returning is always available to you. Always. This weekend we are going up to the cabin to open it for the season. And we're taking the boat out. And I love to water ski. I grew up water skiing. But it's always a little terrifying going out for the first time. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I think I'm going to fail. Maybe I can't get up this year on my ski. But I'm going to do it because I'm not going to let my brain win. You know, that side that keeps telling us, you can't do it. You're a failure. It's a lie. Don't listen. I'm not going to. You shouldn't either. Okay. I want to say one more thing here before I wrap it up. When I fight to protect my slow living practice in a busy, chaotic season, or full season, I'm not fighting for a lifestyle aesthetic. That's good. I stole that from my son's fridge in the garage. I'm not fighting to be the woman with the beautiful morning routine. I'm just fighting for the ability to be present in my own life, you know? Because busy seasons, they're worth being present for. They may be full, but they're good. A graduating senior only walks across the stage once, typically. A cabin gets built beam by beam. And gardens grow whether you're paying attention or not. But you only get to experience it if you slow down enough to notice. The slow living practice is not separate than living a full life. It's not. It's actually what lets you live a full life instead of just surviving it. That's worth fighting for, even imperfectly. Even when only one anchor holds, it's worth it. So, if you're in a busy season right now, and I know some of you are, they come and go, I hope this was useful. Not in a perfect checklist kind of way, but in a thanks for the pep talk, friend kind of way. I just want you to know that you're not alone, and that these are some things that worked for me. I hope they work for you. If you want something simple and tangible to hold on to during seasons of life like this, something small enough to fit in your pocket as you head outside for a few minutes, or something small enough to tuck inside your son's pocket because he's going through a hard time, go grab my free Verse and View pocket prompts. I'll leave the link below. They are faith-based nature prompts designed exactly for these type of moments, for these stolen types of moments. Small, simple, and genuinely good. They're free, and the link I'll leave below. And if this kind of honest, raw, authentic kind of conversation about slow living and getting outside resonates with you, I'd love to have you stick around. Hit subscribe, and I'll be right here, probably still in my busy season of life, fighting for my 15 minutes outside, but I'll be choosing joy, even when it's hard. So, I'll see you out there, friends. Let's go finish weeding.